everyone. So I'm out with the pigs. The other day, my husband and I did some skid steer work in here, and they were just starting to dig some holes, so I can show you. So under their gate, the water is right here, makes it for easy filling, but they were starting to dig a hole down there. And then in their shelter, they were right in the bottom there, starting to kind of burrow under. I bet you can still see, yeah, down there. So we did some skid steer work in there, which meant we had to put the pigs in the horse trailer. We were only able to get 3 of the 4 in the horse trailer. That one back there, Pickle, decided she didn't want to go in the horse trailer, so she just hung out after we couldn't get her in. And then we lifted 3 of those, probably 1, 2, 3 pallets up, pulled 1 post, and then the skid steer was able to fit through. But because we did that, we had to, sorry, hold on, I gotta unhook my gate. All right, so because we had to pull up pallets and posts, we had to undo the electric wire. So it's really hard to see, but we have electric wire that runs along the bottom. Helps them kind of, sort of, keep from burrowing and pushing along the fence, assuming that the fence is working. Hey, Pumpkin. This is popcorn, actually. So, sorry, squirrel. So we had to pull this wire too. And then as soon as we were finishing up doing the skid steer work, it literally downpoured. We had so much rain in a short amount of time. And because we live in Montana, after it rains, the dirt and mud just turn into this disgusting gumbo right here. I mean, it just looks like mud right now because it's dried out so much over the last few days. But it rained so much that we still have mud a few days later, which is really impressive for our very dry, humid Montana weather. Say hi to Poppy. I miss Poppy. So anyway, because I had to pull the fence and then I couldn't deal with it right away, they have buried my wire. And then over there, I don't know where half the wire is, so I'm going to have to find that. So I dug out this corner already because they had mud mounded up there. And my feeder was here. I'm in a bad spot. My feeder was kind of between where it is now and the shovel, so right there. But with all this mud, apparently with how we did the skid steer work, this is just where mud is going to accumulate, which isn't a great spot, but it is what it is. So I moved my feeder uphill a little bit. That was a beast to do. But it's moved, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more dry here at least. So now we're just going to get this fence fixed. Hopefully the piggies leave me alone. They're not super friendly this year, and they're just rambunctious. I don't love this batch, but I think we will never do 4 again. We'll see. Probably not, though. I think 3 is a good number for this pasture. So the problem that I'm running into, besides my pigs literally burying my shovel at this point, is when I put this wire away, I wrapped it up and I threw it over the fence, thinking that they would leave it alone. Well, that was stupid, because clearly they don't. But because it was wrapped, kind of, sort of, the little kinks that come with getting it wrapped are getting stuck. So I need to pull it tight, and that little wrapperoo is stuck and breaking my already half broken insulator. So time to fix that because I can't pull it tight enough to actually connect the two. So I got it loose, turned my my insulator, pop that sucker in, and then you put it normal. I just got splattered by a muddy pig. Oh, you too. So I don't know if you noticed, they did touch the fence a few times I mean, sometimes they just literally laid on it, and other times they would touch it with their nose. Pigs are really smart, so they're just checking to see if it's on. They've clearly learned it's not, and they're just having the time of their lives. They don't care what Mama's trying to do or not do. So I have you set up on this little table out in the pig pen, and they keep scratching themselves on it and knocking my phone over. Alright, so my pig fence, I think it's fixed until they ruin it again. Pigs are smart, and as soon as my fence is shorted out, they know it, and they are ruining my fence all over again. I don't remember having quite this many issues last year with only 3 pigs, but maybe these pigs are smarter, maybe I'm stupider, I don't know. They're just very destructive this year, more so than I feel like normal. So I'm sure I will be out doing this again before I know it, but once the electric is turned back on, they do a decent job respecting it. The problem is I have the donkey and the goats in this pasture that wraps around, and that's also attached to the fence because my fencer is way yonder. So if it's shorted out anywhere, the pigs learn and figure it out really, really quick. So hopefully this lasts for, I don't know, a week. I'd be happy if it lasted a week. So without having to come out here and do some sort of fence work. But I guess until then, enjoy the cute little piggies. This is Pickle. They're a little hard to tell because, so this is Popcorn. I can tell because there's some black spots on him, and pretty sure that's Pete because I think I see some white feet, and then that would be Pumpkin because he is all orangish reddish, so maybe something like that. But okay, until next time.